decision except him. Not Hunter, nobody. So, but the internet's like that, but it's that way in society, period. I mean, it's just, you know, if you watch network news, you want to put a gun to your head, right? Let me think about it, you know? It's just, you know, there's just everything, the internet and social media. I mean, people aren't allowed any private time. You can't do anything. I mean, it's just, you know, pictures, rumors, you know, and it's sensationalistic journalism. That's what it is, in my opinion. So, I think it's affected our business a lot, yeah.
Well, thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you. Hey there, Ric Flair. Can I call you Rick?
Mm-hmm.
All right. How did it feel when fighting against Hulk Hogan?
It was great. Easy.
Great? Easy?
Night off.
One more. One more. Can I have a
True story. He was great. He's easy.
Can I have a rock, paper, scissors match with you?
What is a rock, paper, scissors?
A rock, paper, scissors match is easy. You just, a fist is a rock,
Yeah.
scissors,
I got that.
and paper is paper.
Yeah.
You throw whichever at a random.
We'll book that for later on.
All right, I'll see
Okay.
you then.
1, 2, 3, go.
Hi, Mr. Flair.
Hi.
Would you say that as far as wrestling in the business, did you enjoy your time more in the WWE or when you first started off when you were younger in the NWA?
Well, the time I enjoyed the most was the 80s with the Horsemen. And I'm not gonna lie, from 81 to 87, good Lord, 88. But I had a great time a couple of years up there with WWE, and then I had a great time from 2001 until I retired in 2008. You know what I mean? So I can't. It's hard to pick one out. I mean, I just enjoyed my time there, and I've been lucky to make friends and stay friends with people, and that's always important. If I'm not having fun at what I'm doing, I'm not good at it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I mean, I think I would apply to a lot of people. They won't admit that. But if you're not having fun at work, you're not going to be successful. If you're getting up in the morning going, I hate my job, I don't want to do this, you're going to be miserable. And you make the people around you miserable, you know. Me, I just laugh and have a good time.
Okay.
Make my blade bigger.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, Mr. Flair.
Hello.
You don't know how much you made me cry when you retired in WrestleMania 24.
It made me cry too, I do.
Well, my question is, how did you feel about your last match with Shawn Michaels?
I felt like I was the luckiest human being in the world to be in a ring with the greatest in-ring performer of all time.
It's still
Shawn
WrestleMania.
Michaels.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Hey, Mr. Flair,
Yes, sir.
we met earlier. I was gonna say, prestigious title of 16 times. Who do you think eventually will probably surpass your prestigious status? If anybody deserves
John
to
Cena.
surpass you.
If anybody would, guys, a lot of guys that deserve to pass me.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know. I think the guy with the most likely to surpass me would be Randy Orton. Yeah, I don't see John in the title picture right away. You know, they've had him wrestle Lesnar, Seth Rollins. I don't see that match taking place anytime soon. But if it's John, it'd be great. It couldn't happen with a nicer guy.
All right. Thank you, Mr. Flair.
Yes, sir. Thank you. Oh, finally a woman. God, what?
I know, right? It just took forever for me to actually get here because, like, people love you. So, Mr. Flair, all I have to ask is, I'm not a news reporter or anything. My nephew wants us to say, do you honestly believe that there's going to be a match next year, WrestleMania, between Rock and Hunter? So, what are your?
I think that's a possibility.
Is this seriously?
Yes.
That's awesome. Well, so cool. So,
Huh?
I was like, that's really, really cool.
Yeah, that'd be great.
And let's hope it happens, actually.
Yeah, it'd be great. The thing this year with Ronda Rousey and
Oh
The
my God, I
Rock
was going
is
to ask you
definitely
about that. What did you think about WrestleMania with Ronda
I
Rousey?
thought it was phenomenal. It was
I
great.
gotta give Ronda Rousey props, like seriously.
The best heel in the business right now is Stephanie McMahon. By
Yeah,
far.
that is a
She
good-
is on fire, boy.
Well, she's a beast, like seriously, like she has a little fire in her, like no joke.
Well, the problem is that's not really her, but she can pull it off.
You know what? It's just the persona, like the
Yeah.
person. You know what?
Yeah. No, because she's
Gotta work it.
she couldn't be nicer, but man,
She's probably the most loving person I could ever.
she can pull it off.
Yo, trust me. Oh, I could. I think every woman could
Yeah.
actually. But thank you, Mr.
All right,
Porter.
thank you.
I love you.
You can call me Neach. Call you, okay. Send your number over to Scott. Oh, here comes the guy with his daughter.
How are you, sir? I'm growing up in the East Coast back in the 70s and in the 80s, and back in those days when you were at Mid-Atlantic every now and then, and the East Coast. Back then, wrestling was more of a blood and guts industry, as opposed to after the last I guess you can say the last 20 years, it's becoming more of a entertainment, commercialized industry. What's your personal take? If you were owner of wrestling for one day,
Well, it's an unfair question. I like the 80s better, but because of health issues
yeah.
and because of sponsors and Coca-Cola and major advertising companies not wanting the blood, the violence, and the profanity,
So that's where that comes from.
everything's down.
I see.
The attitude era is never going to happen again.
Those were the best days.
Yeah, that was the best. I mean, well, that was the 90s with Austin.
Your battles with Paul Jones and Roddy Piper,
Yeah.
Greg Valentine are
Yeah.
historic.
I know. Thank you.
Thank you.
Appreciate the respect.
Back. I know you're a ladies' man. Is there a woman out there that was out of your reach that you wish you would have got involved?
Jennifer Lopez.
And would you like
Really close twice. Just close though.
and would you like to go to a strip club here in the Valley?
No, I don't. You know what? If there weren't kids here, I'd tell you how I feel about it. I don't like strip clubs.
Thank you.
No, I don't. Thank you. I have been in a Nuevo Laredo though, in Laredo back in the 70s. Jesus.
Hey Rick, I brought my
and I got the scoop on you. You've overachieved, brother.
I brought you some mic candy, man.
I know.
I didn't want you to say I'm another ugly guy on the mic.
No, you know you're a very. I know you're a radio disc jockey, a personality here.
Q94.5 The Rock Station, rock and roll
If
day.
you want me this in the morning, you better have her there
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Yeah. No, I got a question. I mean, I know nobody's even asked anything about it, but I've been a subscriber of the WWE Network since it came out, man. I mean, it's awesome for me. All my DVDs are collecting dust right now.
Yeah, well, it's cool.
It's incredible. What are your likes and your dislikes about the WWE Network? The pros and the cons. What do you think?
I don't have any cons. I think it's great. Yeah, it's going to take a while. I think for people to totally understand it, but I think it's great. I think it's great for the fans. My God, to be able to look at all that stuff, you got to be pretty smart on the computer to pull it all up.
Yeah.
I still can't work it, but I got it. I get it just to watch my daughter all the time.
Yeah, I think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
What do you think do you think that WWE will eventually come off of cable television and just be totally WWE Network? Or do you think
No.
there's still a long run for them on
No,
television?
there's too much money with USA Network. Way too much money to ever come off.
All right.
Yeah, and it's like a way of life with the USA and WWE. My God,
Yeah.
I don't see them ever coming off television.
All right. Fantastic, man. And,
Thank you.
You're my inspiration, man. That's why
Thank
I'm
you.
walking with this beautiful woman
All
right
right,
here,
well, there
man.
you go.
I'm styling and profiling
You
like
are,
Ric
man.
Flair.
Yeah.
Woo!
Woo, looking as only you can look.
Oh, Mr. Flair.
Hey,
Want to know, what do you do in your off time, like to relax, or what do you
fish
Fish? Nice.
and go see my daughters and my grandchildren.
Thank you for...
Yeah, I like boating a lot. As a matter of fact, I'm going to the beach this next weekend. So,
Nice.
yep. Thank you.
Thank you, appreciate it.
Hello, Mr. Ric Flair.
Hello.
If you could go back in time and change something, what would it be?
If I go back, I wouldn't have got married the last 2 times. Easy. Didn't have to think for a second, did I?
All right, thank you, Mr. Flair.
It's not cost effective, trust me.
What was your thought on Sting's latest stint with the WWE?
I loved it. I was happy for him. He'll be in the Hall of Fame soon, too. He's a great guy. And he's been a huge, huge part of this business. I'm glad that he had his last hurrah, at WrestleMania. And he deserved it, so I'm happy for him.
Thank you.
Hi, Mr. Ric Flair.
Good, how are you?
Fine, thanks. Like someone else mentioned before, I never thought in my life that I would be able to speak with you. I want to thank you for everything you have done for the wrestling business, for hours and hours of entertainment that you have given us.
Thank you.
And I have one quick question. Aside from your first title win from the 16th, which one is the favorite for you? The one that you like the best, or what's the best memory for you?
The second win.
The second win.
Against Harley Race at Starrcade. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
That gave me an opportunity to prove that I was worth. When I won it the first time, I thought I was ready to be the champion, but I wasn't. It's a tough job being a world champion of the NWA.
Yeah.
Travel around the world wrestling a guy an hour every night. An hour every night. 365 days a year, an hour every day.
Do you miss the territories? Do you miss the territories working each day, every promotion?
I miss the ones where I made money, and the ones that didn't make money, I don't miss at all.
Last question. So kind of the first one. Is there a match that you have your favorite, the one you keep coming to your mind? That night was one of the happiest for you, or there's nothing that come up?
People ask me all the time. I don't know. I mean, everybody likes the matches with me and Steamboat, But we probably had 1,000 matches like that. So they like that 3-match series in '89. But I loved working with Hunter. I loved working with Orton. I was older than I wish I could have wrestled those guys when I was younger. But I loved working with Randy. I loved working with Edge. Actually, the ladder match I had with Edge was pretty cool because I never had one. So, and he's a great guy too. What a great performer.
Thank you so much for your time, sir.
Thank you.
Hey, so kind of a big controversy last year among every fan. How did you personally feel about Lesnar finally ending the streak?
Well, if anybody had to end it, I wanted it to be like a guy like Brock or a guy like Hunter. You know what I mean? Brock Lesnar's a hell of a guy, and he's a hell of a wrestler. The times have changed. A lot of people don't like the fact that he doesn't work full time, but that was a company decision. Nobody made the company make a decision, and they feel like it's worked for him, and he's done a hell of a job. I think if I were the Undertaker, I think losing a guy like Brock Lesnar would be the kind of guy I'd like to lose to if I had to. I mean, Brock's pretty tough. Real tough.
Actually, you were in the ring once with him, weren't you? With Lesnar?
I've wrestled him about 10 times. No, thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, first of all, I'm a huge WWE fan.
Good girl.
Yeah. One of my favorite wrestlers is John Cena.
Yeah.
Some people love him, some people hate him, So when did you first wrestle?
When did I first wrestle?
Yes.
Before you were born, 1972.
Well, I was born in December 30th, 1987.
1987?
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
I'd already been wrestling for almost 20 years.
Sorry about that. Sorry about that, sir. My wife wants you to say that we love you.
Well, thank you so much.
I appreciate that.
Thank you.
Can you send a shout out to my Uncle Eddie?
What?
Can you send a shout out to my Uncle Eddie?
Uncle Eddie who?
my uncle, Eddie.
How do I shout out to Eddie? I don't know Eddie.
Just say hello. I don't know, just say hi.
Hi, Eddie. Thank you.
Hi, first off, I'm a huge fan. I'm
Thank you.
very glad to be able to meet you. You've had a lot of matches, and was there one that you wish you could go back and redo, or like you wish you could have gone like a different way? No?
There's a lot I wish I hadn't had to be in, but that's because there was nobody there to see it. So, no, I don't look back like that. I'm fine.
So you're fine with every match that you've had?
Yeah, I mean, some could have been better, but it wasn't my fault. That's my story. I'm sticking to it. So.
All right, thank you so much.
Thank you. We good, kid?
All right, we're good.
Thank you, McAllen.